Welcome back, recruits. I'm Chris Nance with the Northern California Ghostbusters, and for our eagle-eyed viewers, you might have noticed when we installed our Keep Alive board from Frutto Tech, we screwed up. So we're just gonna go right back in there and fix that sucker. Let's get going. First and foremost, we're gonna have to take this motherboard off to get to the parts that we need to get to today. That said, it's a long, tedious process with a lot of little screws to it, and we have already filmed a video dedicated just to that. So go ahead and check that out. Link will be in the description, and let's get going.
And through the magic of editing, this board will be removed.
So, now that we're inside the HasLab pack, we're back to our little Frutto Tech Keep Alive board. You'll see we already have it kind of separated and with its wire pair all nice and tidy away. The thing is, apparently, we never flipped on the switch while we had it open, and you do in fact need access to the switch. So while...
To be fair, it's not labeled on the switch whether it's on or off.
Oh yeah.
So you have to have the pack plugged in with the switch to test it first, so there's no clear on and off label. So like, just for Chris's credit, like that, there was no label on the switch.
Yeah.
We hit it, we're like assumed it was on.
Yeah. You HasLab Proton pack owners, you know that we have a dummy switch on the outside of our shells. It's not hooked up to anything, and if you wanted to make use of it, let me get my screwdriver in there where you can see, that is the inside of it right there. And in fact, now that I've pointed it out, you can see me flip it around here a little bit. I don't know how well I don't think it's really showing up that it's moving at all.
But it's there. Yeah.
There is a little sliding piece that's moving in there. So you could theoretically take a switch and mount it there. I haven't messed with the mechanism enough to be able to tell you exactly how, but if we ever cross that bridge, we'll let you know.
It's an option. It's
an option. What we are gonna do today, however, is we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna drill a hole approximately dead center there for the switch to mount into. I'm gonna go ahead and pop it through, and then I'm gonna put that nut back on so it's nutted onto the shell. And then, anytime Greg goes to open up his power cell door, he'll just have it right there. He'll be able to turn it on, off, mess around with it however he wants. Well, you see, Gregory, I'm a Milwaukee man. You will need a drill, and you will need some drill bits, of course. All I'm gonna do real quick, and I think 1/4 inch will do it. So I'm just gonna take a regular old 1/4 inch drill bit. With my 1/4 inch drill bit in, I'm gonna turn this whole thing on its side where I can kind of get a better downwards pressure on the wall. And you wanna be a little bit careful because there is wiring back there. It's not directly against the wall, but if you go jamming your drill in there, running it, you just got a chance that you're gonna damage some things. So, I'm just gonna go kind of eyeball it, and we're gonna go right there. How's that look to you, Greg? Looks good?
Yep.
All right. What a lovely smell you've discovered. So, and you can see at the very end there, my drill just popped right through. So this plastic is, once it gives, it's gonna give. And you're just gonna drown your bit in there. Hole acquired. That's the first step here. Now we're just gonna go ahead and I am gonna take that little nut that I showed you off and hang on to it for a second. And then we're gonna take this washer. I'm gonna feed. With the switch in the hole in place, thank you. You'll see I've got a washer and then a nut on this side. And then if I move both out of the way here, you can just barely see I've got a tiny bit of thread on this side of the wall. And that's what we're gonna mount with, basically.
And again, just to emphasize for everyone's watches, the switch can go anywhere. It doesn't have to go here.
No, this is just the most convenient for us.
Yeah, so where you want the switch is your personal preference.
Exactly. And helpfully, Frutto includes all of the mounting hardware with the switch as well. So anywhere that you want to physically mount it like we're doing, you can get it there.
There you go. And that's it, right?
Yep. And then show you the wiring from the inside as well.
Beautiful. And then just go ahead and flick that switch and there you go.
Now that we have our switch installed correctly now, we're gonna go ahead and plug the batteries back into the board and put some batteries back in, and we're just gonna double check the stay alive before we button everything back up again to make sure that it is now functioning correctly as we want it to. A helpful commenter on our last video about the Frutto Tech Keep Alive mod pointed out that we were wrong about our timer limit. It was actually 3 minutes that the HasLab pack stays on for. So that's the timer mark that we're gonna be shooting for today.
I think it's 3:30, but it's still, we'll make it run for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
To be sure.
Yeah. Battery compartment plugged back in. I just want this to sit. I don't want it to really do anything. All right, so as you folks can see now, we've actually got our Frutto Tech set up correctly this time. We are now just rounding out the 4-minute mark, so I feel pretty comfortable in saying that the Frutto Tech Keep Alive board is now functional in Greg's pack. You do indeed want access to that switch. So you can see all we did was I just popped a 1/4-inch hole in the side of the power cell door, and then popped it right through. So all you have to do is open the power cell and voila, you've got your main switch, since we have access to it. Bam.
Comes off.
That is how you correctly install the Frutto Technology Keep Alive board. Thanks for bearing with us while we figured that out too.